Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Hot Toys Boba Fett figure. This is the Deluxe one, the limited edition one from Sideshow. And I'm really excited about this. Like, in case you can't tell, I'm a big Boba Fett fan. Like, he's my favorite. And when Hot Toys first announced, like, we have the Star Wars license, my first thought was, Boba Fett. Boba Fett, we're gonna get a Boba Fett. And now we finally have it. So let's go check it out. Okay, the first thing we got to do is put these little tools in his little leg pouches. So there is a little bit, just a little bit, of some assembly required. So now that those little doodads are in place, I've had a chance to take a look at this figure outside of the box, and I gotta say, I am very happy with how it looks. As a Fett fan, I think the attention to detail on this outfit as a whole is great. So let's just start with looking at the armor, which I think they did a great job with not only creating little dents and nicks in it, but painting all the little nicks and dents. You can just see here, like, not only is there a little bit of the yellow, but they use silver within the yellow for certain aspects of it. So you get like gray splotching there, and then yellow and silver. It all looks really, really good. And then you can just see like the details within the rest of the armor on his chest. The little, like, again, indentations where he's been hit or shot or scuffed. You could see it on the little shoulder plate there. All along his little gauntlets. That little detailing all over, to me, is just delightful. You'll see more of that on his helmet, but you can see it on his little plastic metal chonies here too. Not a whole lot on the back, as you would expect, but there really shouldn't be. But I do like these big dents that they got in there. And you can see like all the detail of like the belt and the like the other belt and how it all meets up in the back here, and how it wraps around the front. You can see the pouches and like this leather belt pouch thing, and all these little individual little pouches look really, really good, and they read like leather. That's great, and the red on the front looks good too, but I like how it all meets up in the back really nicely. The actual pants look good. The pouches, the pockets on the front look great. And I do like his little knee things and how they're slightly, you could turn them a little bit, but I don't recommend touching them too much. But I do like that the knee joint functions just below them, so you still get full range of motion at the knees. They're not limited. Those cuffs don't actually block the articulation. You have decent articulation at the ankles. The only problem is you can't bend the shoes if you wanted to. It's made of a hard plastic on the bottom, so you're not going to get any ankle joints out of this. There's a pivot within the shoe, which creates kind of an ankle joint, but if you wanted it to like bend at like a lower joint, you wanted the toes to move, you're not going to get that. But the detail on these shoes are cool. Like they're hard plastic, but they certainly read like fabric. So I think they did a great job with that. The paint on it is impeccable to create that fabric, but the sculpting of the wrinkling looks really, really good. I think the detailing on the pants and the knee pads look good. If we can look here at the little wrist cuff gauntlet things, just the little black paint within those squares looks fantastic. But all the details within here, the silver, the little sculpted nuggets here sticking out look awesome. The cables that fire they connect under the shoulder piece here. That seam looks good. All the connecting cables look good. I just think this looks awesome. If I just sound like I'm raving too much, I can't help it. I'm a big Boba Fett fan, and this is awesome. This is everything I kind of wanted when Hot Toys said they're making a Boba Fett. This detail looks great. His gloves look great. And then we can get to his helmet, which is superb in my opinion. The colors, the burgundy and the green look good. All the little scuffing of the metal shown underneath, the little triangles above his eyes look great. Yeah, they really did get all the right color greens. The little venti things in the back, the lines going along the side. Looks just awesome. The dent in the dome, awesome. Really, really good, like, detailing on it. And I like that his rangefinder can actually move. So that's cool. And lastly, we can get to the cape, which is a little smushed in the packaging, but that doesn't really matter because it's got like a little wire in it all along the ends here, so you can kind of position it like it comes folded, but we will unfold it and bend it into whatever cool, dramatic, blowy pose we want. One thing I like about this figure, it's got pretty good articulation. You know, I've gotten used to some of the Hot Toys I've received lately, either having like tight superhero outfits or restrictive armor, but the range of motion on this figure is not really encumbered by any of that. It's got like, you know, a tight, baggy little jumpsuit, and, you know, even like the mid-torso cut, even with the, well, it's not just the one cut, you know, there's a full detailed body underneath, but it's got pretty good, you know, joints underneath all that armor. You know, the head tilt, as far as the positioning goes. It's great. Like, I'm really happy with that. Now, one little detail I forgot to mention is the Wookiee braids. It's interesting because I like that they're actually braided. Good job to that, but they're really bright. Like, they're really clean. Did not expect the scalped Wookiee hair to look so brand new and shiny, but that's just a little nitpick. We can go into some other details now, like his jetpack is one of the cooler accessories that he comes with. And the details on this, again, are fantastic. I even like that there's detail on the back side that you're probably not really going to see. You can see little rivets there. There's a magnet that helps hold it onto the back, and then you strap it. We'll do that in a moment. But even like the bottom vent here, all the silver paint, and the good use of colors, and the details within the sculpt of the rocket pack. It's perfect. Like, this is just a perfect looking Boba Fett, you know, flight pack. And the little vents here on the bottom look great on the sides. And then you get his blaster, which is perfect. I personally really like his blaster in Return of the Jedi. I like it a little bit more than the Empire one. I like the barrel here. And as a fan of that gun, they did a great job with it. Like, I got no complaints here. Details on it are fantastic. He also comes with a little set of extra wrist joints. And it wouldn't be a Hot Toys figure without some alternate hands. Here's his relaxed palm hands and his trigger finger hands. Now, the right trigger is a little more pronounced than the left, but there is a separation from the index and the rest of the fingers. And lastly, we've got his kind of gripping support hand, which has a nice, you know, all of them have nice details between the gray paint on them. Now, over here, we've got his rocket pack attached to his back. It's supported in two ways. There were those little straps here on the back, and those connect to that little clip, and then also the magnetic thing, which kind of holds it in place. The magnet itself, it wants to slide down, so you kind of need the hooks to hold it in place. But that's a really nice little detail back there. Literally back there. I don't know why I said that. That's a terrible, awful pun. The figure, the Deluxe edition, the limited edition from Sideshow one, comes with these two little rocket blasts that fit into the bottom. They just kind of plug right in, like so. Now, the Deluxe figure comes with two bases. The first is his regular base that all the Boba Fetts come with, which has this arm that like plugs in to the back of the little slots like so. And the second base is the Sarlacc Pit base, which, let's be honest, it's the cooler looking base of the two, and it was the primary reason why I pre-ordered the Deluxe edition. Now, there's a lot of good details within here. You can see just the different levels of sand that lead down into the pit and the little tentacles going across it, all the little spikes leading up to that pod. I don't really like that. That's from the special edition that they added in 1997. I don't like any of the special edition changes. I like the old Sarlacc Pit that just looked like a butthole in the desert. But in 97, they decided to put Audrey 2 in there, but luckily it's only in there for a little bit. It's not that bad. Like, it's just a small part of the base. Now, it comes with these three little tentacles, well, not little, big ones, that I will screw on and attach, and also the arm for suspending Boba Fett above the pit. Once you've got the tentacles screwed in, you're now free to bend them however way you want, because they do have a little bendy element to them. So that's cool. Also is kind of weird looking and gross, kind of like the Sarlacc Pit, so that is appropriate, but I think the little bendy tentacles do look really, really cool. So here's Boba suspended above the pit using the little bendy arm in the back. And I gotta say, it looks really cool. And, you know, once he's up there, you can do little things to kind of adjust it, like you can pivot his ankles down a little bit, so you do get the pointy toe effect to a certain degree. You know, his head can tilt downward. But I like him just flying above there. I think it looks freaking rad. I like personally just posing him with the one leg bent. And you can also pose it so that the tentacles are like, you know, getting closer to him, or, you know, if you really want to make the effort, you could try to get them to kind of loop around his leg. And look at that, through the magic of editing, I did stop and take the time to wrap them around his leg. And I do think it is a pretty cool looking effect. I like that you were able to do that with them. I like that they have that much bendability and like flexibility, so that's really cool. Man, but all in all, just looking at him up there, I think this is so cool. This is a really, really rad idea to make the little floaty arm flying pose. There he is with the little jets firing in the back. And also, you can kind of bend him over the pit more so he's not just so vertical. I mean, granted, he looks kind of doofy this way, but I mean, if you wanted him to be kind of like leaning a little more forward, you know, you could tilt his head up and it looks, you know, like he's a little bit more, you know, flying forward and not just flying up. And I do think, from the forward viewpoint, that does look pretty cool. There isn't much left to say that hasn't already been said. I love this figure. In particular, I love the fact they included wire within the cape because it allows me to get it in some pretty cool dramatic windswept poses. Now maybe you're out there and you're a big Boba Fett fan and you're wondering, hey, is this figure worth it? Well, hopefully this video has helped sway your opinion. But I will say this, I've been collecting Boba Fett stuff my whole life. Like from the old Kenner 3 3/4 inch figures, to the Hasbro Star Wars Unleashed statues, the Artifacts Plus by Kotobukiya little assembly statues, Star Wars Black Series, Funko Pops, you name it. And this is my favorite Boba Fett thing I own. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. Thanks for watching and follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that crap.